The 49ers have a chance to break a franchise record for consecutive wins this weekend. The Kings are halfway through their preseason schedule. Sac Republic wraps up the regular season tomorrow, and it's week 8 of the high school football season. Good evening and welcome to Final Quarter. We have 3 undefeated teams left in the Sac Joaquin section and a phenomenal race for the league title in the Sierra Foothill League, which is where we begin tonight. In El Dorado Hills, which is hosting a big SFL matchup as Oak Ridge welcomes in Granite Bay. Casey Taylor's Trojans, their only blemish on the season is a loss to Folsom, while the Grizzlies, under Joe Catalico, in search of their 5th straight win after losses to Manteca and Pittsburgh early on in the season. And early on in this one, it's a showcase for the Grizzlies as Michael Nassif is the star of the first quarter. From midfield, he rolls out, uses the strength to shed the defender and make his way to the end zone as the Grizzlies take a 7-0 lead. Next possession for Oak Ridge, Joaquin Graves Mercado looking to make something happen for his Trojans, and it's that man again, Nassif, with the interception and the return. That's a pick six, 14-0 Granite Bay after the first quarter. Both touchdowns courtesy of Nassif. But Oak Ridge is a power in this league for a reason, and Graves Mercado wouldn't be afraid to test that Grizzlies secondary again. He does just that on the next possession. Mercado goes deep, finds Jason Anderson. He's gone for a 67-yard touchdown. Oak Ridge is finally on the board. They follow that up with a short punch-in from Eric Orme Jr. Trojans trail 14-12 at the half, and they rally to take down Granite Bay in the second half, 25-14, as the Trojans win it. Now for a look at some of those undefeated teams. From El Dorado Hills to the Empire Ranch area of Folsom, Sacramento's Rio Americano paying a visit to Vista del Lago, a battle of 2 red-hot teams. Rio comes in undefeated, while the Eagles, they've rattled off 7 straight wins after a season-opening loss to Manteca. Start this in the second quarter. Eagles up 14-0. Raiders trying to respond, going through the air, but Ryder Tantrum picked off by Camden King, but Rio Americano able to keep points off the board. But Vista, in the closing minute of the first half, adds their 3rd touchdown of the game. John Coet to Matt Long as Vista del Lago hands Rio Americano their first loss of the season. 41-15 the final. Eagles improved to 8-1 on the year. Woodland Christian, another one of those 7-0 programs coming into the week. There in Clarksburg to take on Delton. It's been a trying season for the Saints, dealing with a lot of tragedy in and around the team. Despite that, though, they're 6-1 this year, but this one is all Cardinals. Gabe Sanchez houses this one. Looks like it's about a 55-yard touchdown run for an early lead, 8-0 after the 2-point conversion. Delta trying to answer, but Noah Hinkle comes up with the interception. He nearly houses it, but Andres Ortiz saves the touchdown. Hinkle's down inside the 5, but right after that, a little trick play. Isaiah Hunt ends up with it, sprinting to his right, and hits a wide-open Carter Lang to go up 16-0 after another 2-point conversion. Then Sanchez to Joaquin Rodriguez. That's another short score. Not a lot of bright spots for the Saints in this one, but one of them coming right here on defense. Grayson Friend, well, he's no friend to Sanchez. He sacks him in the end zone, and that's a safety for the first points of the game for Delta, but they just couldn't keep up with Woodland Christian tonight. Sanchez feeling the pressure, and he just pitches it out to Oliver Holloman, who does the rest as the Cardinals win big, 63-8 the final in this one. We're heading south next, down to Tracy. The Bulldogs, a big season so far. Only loss of the year was to Rockland, hosting Stockton's St. Mary's Rams, a regional powerhouse. Their only loss was to De La Salle, one of the best teams in all of NorCal. Tracy, though, striking first. Aiden Van Oos finding to Rocco Mendocino for the game's first points. Bulldogs on top 7-0. And after being picked off on the Rams' first possession, Samson Hunkin making it up for it right there. Going deep, really deep to Kenneth Moore, the third. We're tied up at 7. St. Mary's striking again just moments later on their next possession. Hunkin hits Osani Gales, and Kings coach Mike Brown would be pretty proud of this one because Gales, he turns on the Jets. Remember that from last season? Turn on the Jets with maybe an expletive thrown in there. He's gone, and the Rams don't look back. They tame the Bulldogs tonight. St. Mary's 7-1 on the year. They host Lodi's Tokay Tigers next week. And in the Sierra Valley Conference, Union Mine 6-2 overall, 2-1 league record, paying Rosemont a visit. The Diamondbacks hoping to keep their league title hopes alive. Great 19-yard run from Julio Hernandez here, but the drive stalls for Union Mine later in the first. The Wolverines trying to make something happen. Alex Pitt Rodriguez with a 25-yard run before he's taken down at the 30 at the end of the first quarter. And on the first play of the second quarter, Rosemont's going for it on fourth down, and Brock Buak delivers the big hit to force the incompletion. Shout out to Brock for that neck roll on his pads, looking like he's straight out of the 80s. Not a lot of offense in the first half until this one. Jaden Tinker breaks off about a 60-yard touchdown to grab a 7-0 lead, and it's not until the final seconds of the first half that the Wolverines really get a drive going. Frankie Cervantes to Rodriguez down the sideline, and that sets up Cervantes' toss to Michael Cherry for a 10-yard touchdown. They missed the PAT, though, so it's 7-6 at the half, but the Diamondbacks, they pull away in the second half. They win it 28-14. Some other scores of note from the region. Central Catholic takes down Oakdale 64-39. Rockland beats Del Oro 35-14. And yesterday, undefeated 12 Bridgets, they improved to 8-0 with a close 19-14 win over Sutter.